welcome to the Voncast show. Today, I guess with me, I got Nina and Corey. How's it going today?
Hey,
Great. Glad to be here.
Doing well. Thank you for being here on a Saturday.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. We'll be talking about social media, positives and negatives of it, because we're all on social media these days. And then we can talk about social media and comedy. And then we can also talk about egg on your face.
Yeah.
Woo! Can you come?
I can't. I work on Sundays.
No,
Oh.
for sure.
But if you want to tell the crowd a little bit what that is.
So we've been doing stand-up comedy for about
Almost
5 years
5
now.
years.
Yeah. And finally following through with what we have been saying for years and starting our own comedy show,
Hey.
producing our own stand-up comedy show.
Nice.
You want to tell them where it will be?
So we're producing the show at the Ace Hotel in downtown. It'll be Sunday, November 3rd at 2 p.m. We would love it if you could come out.
Yeah, please come out. Also, there will be brunch provided at the restaurant downstairs. All the ticket holders will get 10% off their brunch bill before the show.
And a hot tub party.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, come upstairs to the rooftop lounge. They have a hot tub, free hot tub up there. We can just do the unofficial, official after party up
party.
there.
Nice.
So come through after work.
That's what I can do. That's nice. It's brunch as well.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
We'll leave the Eventbrite info
Oh,
yeah.
with you.
With that,
The
yeah.
link.
Awesome. Link down in the description. I want to talk about social media today because, again, we're consumed by it essentially, right? I mean, we use it for different things to keep in touch with people, for our business or whatever, our pages. I want to assume we're all around the same age, right?
Yeah.
Would you have MySpace back
Yeah, I
then?
remember MySpace.
Oh, do you guys remember your first social media?
Mine was
thing?
MySpace.
Does Zynga count?
Mine was Zynga.
Zynga.
Yeah. Good old Zynga where you like wrote all your feelings in way too much business that nobody actually needed to know all over the internet.
Yeah.
Club Penguin.
What's that?
That's a fun game.
Yeah,
What was the
it
game at
was
one
like
point?
the first, that one where you had to do an account.
Oh, it's like
too,
a first like
kids.
Bejeweled or like farm.
Farmville, yeah.
It was
Farmville.
something like that, yeah. But you had to make an account, and people are like, "Oh, this is my Club Penguin account."
It closed down a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wait, hold up. No, my first social media was Neopets then.
No, yeah, that's true. Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Those were fun, and then I remember MySpace was a thing, and Facebook wasn't taken as seriously because you had to be in a high school or college.
It was
It's kind of like for squares at one point.
yeah, right.
And then Facebook took over, and now there's Instagram, Snapchat. You guys use TikTok?
I like
Oh my
to
God.
watch TikToks,
Yeah.
but I've never made one.
I don't.
I did the original TikTok called Dub
Oh,
Smash,
Dub Smash.
and once I got over that and TikTok became huge, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, I became a Dub Smash famous. This is where a lot of my Instagram anxiety came from. It was like the only account that I got like 10K followers.
Oh my god.
We were moving up in the ranks, and it was all for lip syncing things that weren't even original.
So Dub Smash was you lip syncing?
Yeah,
Okay.
you would lip sync like favorite lines from your movies, favorite clips of songs. Dub Smash now is like mainly for dance stuff, like the new dance craze.
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, I have actually a really funny story with that whole thing. So,
Sure.
I had made a friend at my job, and basically we started doing Dub Smash videos for fun. She introduced it to me, and it became the monster that ate our friendship, and we're not friends anymore.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
We got so competitive, and like we'd post videos, and then she'd say like, oh, yeah, you got less likes than me in this hour. We're looking at hourly like rate, so you should probably take that video down.
Hourly like rate?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad. Like, it really ate our egos for sure.
That's sad.
Yeah, and you're always just like checking and liking, and the trick to getting more likers is you have to just go to different hashtags that you use, and then you like just for hours on end, just liking different people's posts, and that's how you get the attention.
My goodness.
And so she'd be like, we have to have shifts, we have to do it both.
Oh.
And she was serious about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was the big catalyst to like making it all happen. And I was just like, along for the ride, okay.
My
They were
goodness.
the talent.
Our highest liked video had 1,000 likes.
That's a lot. Oh
It was
my
me.
god.
Pretty unhealthy though.
Yeah, so unhealthy.
Okay.
When we broke up the friendship, like, I tried to be the bigger person, and she changed the password to the account and stole the followers.
Whoa.
And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll stick with my little personal account. It's fine.
Yeah.
But let's go back to being mentally healthy again.
Yeah. Okay. We can go with the negatives of social media. I mean, we all know, you know, it's cool. Everyone uses it. When we go in a bus or in a room, or we're waiting for something in a grocery store, they're always on their phone. It's over there. Okay. Let's go on.
Sweet.
Do they just leave the classrooms open?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice because, like, if people want to study,
Yeah.
You can just, you know.
people do all the time. I guess it's nice when we do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get started. Welcome to the Voncast show. Today I got guests with me. I got Nina and Corey. How's it going today?
Hey, how's it
Great.
going?
Glad to be here.
Doing well. Thank you for being here on Saturday.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. We'll be talking about social media, positives and negatives of it, because we're all on social media these days. And then we can talk about social media and comedy. And then we can also talk about egg on your face.
Yeah.
Woo! Can you come?
I can't. I work on Sundays.
No,
Oh.
for sure.
But if you want to tell the crowd a little bit what that is.
So we've been doing stand-up comedy for about
Almost
5 years
5
now.
years.
Yeah. And finally following through with what we have been saying for years and starting our own comedy show,
Hey.
producing our own stand-up comedy show.
Nice.
Want to tell them where it will be?
So we're producing the show at the Ace Hotel in downtown. It'll be Sunday, November 3rd at 2 p.m. We would love it if you could come out.
Yeah, please come out. Also, there will be brunch provided at the restaurant downstairs. All the ticket holders will get 10% off their brunch bill before the show.
And a hot tub party.
Oh yeah, they were like, oh, come upstairs to the rooftop lounge. They have a hot tub, free hot tub up there. We can just do the unofficial, official after party up
party.
there.
Nice.
So come through after work.
I'll see what I can do. That's nice. It's brunch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
We'll leave the Eventbrite info
Oh
Yeah.
with you.
With that,
The
yeah.
link.
Awesome. Link down in the description. I want to talk about social media today because, again, we're consumed by it essentially, right? I mean, we use it for different things to keep in touch with people, for our business or whatever, our pages. I want to assume we're all around the same age, right?
Mhm.
Would you have MySpace back
Yeah, I
then?
remember MySpace.
Oh, do you guys remember your first social media?
Mine was
thing?
MySpace.
Does Zanga count?
Mine was
Oh,
Zanga.
Zanga.
Yeah. Good old Zanga, where you like wrote all your feelings in way too much business that nobody actually needed to know all over the internet.
Yeah.
Club Penguin.
What's that?
That's a fun game.
Yeah,
What was the
it
game at
was
one
like
point?
the first, that one where you had to do an account.
Oh, it's like
share
a
with,
first like
kids.
Bejeweled or like Farm.
Farm, yeah.
It was
Farmville.
something like that, yeah. But you had to make an account, and people are like, "Oh, this is my Club Penguin account."
It closed down a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wait, hold up. No, my first social media was Neopets then.
No, yeah, that's true. Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Those were fun, and then I remember MySpace was a thing, and Facebook wasn't taken as seriously because you had to be in a high school or college.
It was,
It's kind of like for squares at one point.
yeah, right.
Mhm.
And then Facebook took over, and now there's Instagram, Snapchat. You guys use TikTok?
I
Oh
like
my
to
God.
watch TikToks,
Yeah.
but I've never made one. Yeah.
I don't.
I did the
don't-
original TikTok called Dub
Oh,
Smash,
Dub Smash.
and once I got over that and TikTok became huge, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, I became a Dub Smash famous. This is where a lot of my Instagram anxiety came from. It was like the only account that I got like 10K followers.
Oh my god.
We were moving up in the ranks, and it was all for lip syncing things that weren't even original.
So Dub Smash was you lip syncing?
Yeah,
Okay.
you would lip sync like favorite lines from your movies, favorite clips of songs. Dub Smash now is like mainly for dance stuff, like the new dance craze.
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, I have actually a really funny story with that whole thing. So,
Sure.
I had made a friend at my job, and basically we started doing Dub Smash videos for fun. She introduced it to me, and it became the monster that ate our friendship, and we're not friends anymore.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
We got so competitive, and like we'd post videos, and then she'd say like, "Oh, yeah, you got less likes than me in this hour. We're looking at hourly like rate, so you should probably take that video down."
Hourly like rate?
Yeah.
My goodness.
It was bad. Like, it really ate our egos for sure.
That's sad.
Yeah, and you're always just like checking and liking, and the trick to getting more likers is you have to just go to different hashtags that you use, and then you like just for hours on end, just liking different people's posts, and that's how you get the attention.
My goodness.
And so she'd be like, we have to have shifts, we have to do it both. And she was serious about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was the big catalyst to like making it all happen, and I was just like, along for the ride, okay.
My goodness.
Our highest liked video had 1,000 likes.
That's a lot. Oh
It
my
was me.
god.
Pretty unhealthy though.
Yeah, so unhealthy.
Okay.
When we broke up the friendship, like, I tried to be the bigger person, and she changed the password to the account and stole the followers.
Whoa.
And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll stick with my little personal account. It's fine.
Yeah.
But let's go back to being mentally healthy again.
Yeah. Okay. We can go with the negatives of social media. I mean, we all know, it's cool. Everyone uses it. When we go in a bus or in a room, while we're waiting for something in a grocery store, they're always on their phone. Yeah. Right. What are some negative experiences or side effects y'all have noticed from social media?
Well, it's hard for me because it's easy for me to be like a hater on social media, so I really have to like
He's a troll.
Yeah.
Oh.
It took a long time for me to like figure out how to not do that pretty much.
Tell them one of your jokes that you have 2 social media accounts.
Well, you just told the joke. I have 2 social media accounts, one for trolling and one for leaving nothing but positive comments.
That's good.
But
balance.
Yeah, it is. It took a long time for me to figure out that, like, not to react to people's other posts. Like, I would get jealous or something like that. Like, other people are getting opportunities. And it took a while for me to just be like, you know what? I should be happy for them too, because if I'm gracious for them, then that's opening the door for more opportunities for me too. So, but it's always easy for me to kind of go back to trolling. So
it can be easy.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it hard too, because the more time we spend on our feed looking at what everyone else is doing, the more time we spend away doing for ourselves.
That's true.
So then that's why we sit there and we play the comparison game, because literally all you're doing is this when you could be outside, breathing the fresh air and achieving your dreams.
What's fresh air?
Jokes.
Yeah. And it's tough, right? I mean, let's talk about comparing it for a bit, I guess, because it's so unhealthy. We compare our lives to celebrities or like people with like thousands of likes or even our friends, and I think what we fail to realize is it's just a highlight reel of their lives.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like how they live day by day. And some of these pictures, they have photographers that do it. They pay people to take these pictures and airbrush and
yeah, to break it down, there's apps out there now like Facetune, like you can make your waist smaller, you can make your eyes bigger, you can make your lips bigger. Like I love to play with that app just to make myself look ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just tough for people. I think it's also like time consuming, like you said. What are some other negative effects maybe you'll have noticed?
That definitely, like, instead of like focusing on yourself, like, I think that's the big one is like, instead of working for yourself or like trying to just do something that makes you happy, we spend so much time, it's the whole grass is greener on the other side thing, but if we take the time to water our own grass.
And like anxiety about like haters, like who do comment negatively,
Yeah.
do you like, because you get defensive and like respond immediately, and sometimes I'm like, do I respond, do I delete it, do I you know, sometimes I've responded like in a witty way, but then it's like, you know what, sometimes it's like it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
Like who
it's
the fuck
not.
like
That's you putting in the energy, like sitting
Yeah.
there for like an hour trying to come up with a witty, like come back and you're like, yeah, I'll get him with this, and like,
I can
that's
ima-
wasted time.
I can imagine for YouTube, it might be an exercise for YouTube because you gotta like say it in like a clever, funny way that's
Right.
comedic, right?
and then when
We
the
try.
people like come and look at your profile too, if you start something, they'll be like, oh, you're a comic, oh, I bet you're just bad. I don't
You
know. Like a shitty comic, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not funny, and then they'll, like, because I'll make memes of, like, quotes of my jokes and stuff, and then they'll look at those and they'll be like, oh, like, point out stuff like that,
Yeah.
so it's hard not to take that personal, too, and then,
Right.
like, dig myself deeper in a hole.
Yeah, it's tough, and then like I think sometimes people purposely say some stuff to get a reaction, a negative one, and sometimes you let it consume you. You're just like really into it, and you just wasted so much of your time,
Yeah.
you know, and like mental energy feels so drained. How do y'all go get like? How do you guys not do that? Or any advice on how to your experiences with that?
Yeah, I think just get out and talk to somebody. You know, do things like this. You know,
Talking, face-to-face
yeah, just
talking,
like create, collaborate. Yeah, just turn off your phone once in a while. You know,
I think talking's a big one, because I think when we all get like that, we feel like it's kind of isolating. Like we feel like we're kind of like we see other people and we don't think of them sitting at home like looking at this, hating it. So I think when you talk to someone else and you can relate, like doing it, you're like, oh, I'm not crazy, I'm not alone. You know, sitting in the dark, like being a weirdo doing this alone.
Yeah, it's definitely time consuming. I mean, even in the positive stuff, I like making memes and stuff and just looking at them. You
Yeah.
can just go for like an hour or
Hours.
two, just scrolling and looking at memes, liking them on Instagram.
And
it's like you could watch it for your TV now. They have Instagram TV.
Yeah,
Like you could
yeah.
literally just. A lot of kids now just are on their phone for entertainment. You know.
it's crazy. And I forgot what my thought was, but yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah, it's like also too, like I feel like people are losing like the empathy part of themselves, like that sensitivity gene, like it's making us less like it's being inhuman almost. Like for example, like to take it further, there's apps for everything now, right? And there's basically one called Citizen that is like a social media for true crime followers. But it's to stay aware because it will like locate where you are. Like right now, if we turn on the app, it will show you every police report, every like
It's like a
911
police
call
Yeah.
in the area, and you can see it because like I like to stay aware. Like I like true crime, like really like gets me going. But like I like to stay aware, you know, and safe. But people get on there and they're like, for example, there was a home invasion, and I guess it was by Popeyes, and someone was just like, oh, they were just trying to steal the Popeyes, and they're trying to be funny on these like real life terrible situations, and it's like, what the hell?
Or there
Like,
was one where someone got hit by a bicyclist got hit by a car, and then like someone commented like, "Oh, I told her to get out of the street because she got what she deserved."
Wow.
Or something like that.
yeah, and it's like.
Just there's no like filter, because like I mean there's no repercussions instantly, like so people just forget that that's another human. I think
It's anonymous too.
Right. Keyboard warriors kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it is easy, but to me, I kind of learned like, well, someone said something online, like, don't say something to someone online that you wouldn't say in front of their face in the same way. That's why I tend to keep quiet, and sometimes I do arguments, but it's nothing like, you know, all those phrases, all like, you know, all the phrases, you know, I'm talking all the negative stuff. I wouldn't say that because I wouldn't say it in real life. Because what happens if you run into that person in real life?
I like that too. Integrity with your word. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that I live by. You know, mean what you say and say what you mean.
Yeah.
Don't just say things. I hate when people go, I just said that because I was mad. Oh, that's not a reason. You still said it. So I'm holding you accountable.
We both had problems with that.
And it's tough. Like, I mean, with trolling with comedians, right? I mean, how does that? I mean, is it part of it? Like, does it make you more witty? Like, does it help sharpen your sword, or? What?
You're definitely better. I'm so
It's-
sensitive.
It's interesting. I think it does help, but again, it's like there's that pressure too. Like you have to be like smarter than like more witty and like have to have that punch to it, otherwise you're gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And you're like, so I think there's a lot of that pressure, but also, yeah.
But he's always like, oh my god, Joelberg liked my comic. Oh my god, like our favorite comics that like he'll comic and they like it, and I'm like,
I'll get pretty excited like if it pays off though. So
Right.
but it's also interesting in the comedy community because like there'll be a lot of that. Like there's a lot of drama between comedians, and so like it'll be on Facebook. They'll be talking shit to each other, and then like they'll see each other in mics and stuff, and like it'll be awkward. Like they'll still like talk to each other, but like they won't address like the tension and stuff, and it gets real like passive aggressive and stuff, and it's weird. Like just today there was two that guy that you got a ride from. Ooh,
That's cool.
we should probably like edit out like, I mean I'm fine with the Joelberg, but we shouldn't say like because we like don't know him.
Okay. We
know of him.
I'll take that out.
Yeah.
I'll censor that name out.
Yeah, you can beep it for being funny.
Yeah.
You don't even know what we just said right now because we shouldn't be airing people's business we really don't know.
So, a certain comic you got a ride from once at Uber, right? With Jess, remember? Well, he was talking to another production company, the Sundays one that you did, that you didn't like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they were having a big argument on...
Like for everyone to see.
All over Facebook.
I had an argument with that company too, but in my DMs.
It got violent too. Like they were
my
like,
God.
"Oh, if I ever see you if there's this mic, like I'll team up with this comic and we'll beat you." Because
oh my God,
this one guy, I have a joke that I think it's funny. Like white guys are always like, "Oh, like I'm a white guy, you should pay me for what I'm doing and stuff like that." And he's like that. He's always like, "Oh, these bar shows should always pay me or the comics and stuff like that," and that's like his biggest beef. So he calls out this one show, and he called out the like organizer specifically, and he's like, and then that guy was like, "Oh, I'm not even a comic, you know. I get you're mad. I'm making money like in your field, and I'm an actor, and you're not making any money." And then like he's like, "It's not even about that. Like it was just an exchange." And then it got violent, and they're like, "If I ever see you, I'll beat you down." And
did it happen?
That was today, so I don't know what's gonna.
That was today.
That was this morning, yeah.
But see, this is why we're starting our own show. We don't, there's a lot of shows. That's how it works in the comedy world, where the producer basically he books you and you get paid with the stage time, and then he encourages you to bring people, but the comics don't get paid off of the ticket sales that he makes. You know, so that's why we're like, we want to produce our own show. And
it's weird in the comedy community too, because you have a lot of comics that are like, oh, like people produce their own shows just so they can give their self stage time because they can't get booked anywhere and stuff like that. But I think of it more like rappers are always like, oh, self-made. I mean, it's like the same thing.
Exactly.
We're just trying.
Why not?
Yeah, right. Why not?
It's like the epitome of social media when someone just tries to bring a negative to someone's positive.
Yeah.
It's like always people just want to see other people not succeeding instead of going out and succeeding for themselves.
Exactly. I think if you have too much time to troll and like really poke fun at too many people, you could be using that time to better yourself, but you're just out there like wasting that time.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I guess sometimes I don't know. I don't really troll too much, but like I can see how it's fun at first in a bit, But I can see you just like getting so enveloped into it and just being so consumed, it becomes your identity and like.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And that's the thing, that is their identity, because a lot of people are just sitting on their couch, like behind an anonymous screen name, doing this all day. It's insane, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you, a troll, can we talk about your positive message of animal memes?
Right. Yeah.
I'm part of a DM group called Wholesome Memes.
Oh.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you added me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Memes.
Lots of Shiba Inu content in there.
Yeah. Well, I was like, wait, when you said that, I'm like,
that's me.
But yeah, that one.
Celebrity in the room.
No, but it's just so negative, and it's just time consuming. And I think for us, we're older. Right? Yeah. We don't go to high school. I can't imagine. Could you imagine how it was in high school?
No,
like
I couldn't.
when we were in high school, it was what? It was real life. There was AIM,
Yeah.
right? Like that was the big thing.
That was the original DM.
Yeah, that was original DM.
That was
For
great.
those of you who don't know, AIM is AOL Instant Messenger. So essentially, it's like you get people's screen names, which is like your IG handle, and you talk to them through that. It's like text messaging but online. I still remember like when I was so tripped out when people had it on their phones.
Oh, you were like, what?
Yeah, it had to be on a desktop back then.
They'd hand out those CDs with like 100
Look
free
how connected I am.
hours.
I can't even turn off my sound.
100 free hours of like free IM or whatever.
Oh my
and hand
God.
out those. That was so funny. But I miss those days, like old chat rooms and stuff. Like those probably dangerous, but they were
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Oh my
ASL.
gosh.
ASL.
I never fucked with that. That creeped me out. Like the
It-
chat roulette, like the video chat.
Oh,
you
no, I
know,
never
like
got to
that's-
that. I never got to that, but I just remember like the chat rooms in Instant Messenger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are fun.
Gosh,
Um,
I love those chat rooms. Like, because I was raised in Oregon, so it was like a little smaller school, so we all knew each other. And in our typing class, we always had this one called Goose Chat or something like that. And we'd always that's all we would do the whole class is we'd all just be IMing in the chat room all instead of typing.
they didn't block that in your school?
Well, they did. That was like the one website. Like we found one that they
Oh my
didn't
God.
find yet. So until they did block it, but yeah, it was good times.
They blocked MySpace in Monte Vista,
Oh.
yeah.
like college, in high schools.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And then if you could go through like the proxy,
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened was a kid has their mom as a friend, which is, I don't know why. And what happened was he was on MySpace during like a class, like a computer class. And the mom's like, how come you're online?
Oh.
'Cause it says online now.
Oh my gosh, she is snitch.
Yeah, we got blocked. So,
Dang, all from that one experience. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
yeah, because it's like, well, my kid's in this school, he's not being productive, obviously. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't bad back then. But now I can't imagine with Instagram, Snapchat, like starting rumors. It's so much easier now to go online.
Write pictures,
I
postings,
didn't
like.
imagine, yeah.
That's the thing is like I was bullied when I was younger, and I always felt like the other, and my insecurity was always like through the roof, and that was without like people posting and bullying you online as well, where it stays for everyone to see, you know, and can be liked, and
Yeah.
it's just I really feel for the generation now.
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, we're saying it's causing us mental health issues. It must be causing them so much more mental health issues because we know like high school's not our life. We're past it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but for them, this is their life.
Yeah, it's so important in the moment. Like that's everything you have. And
Yeah.
Well, what's your take on how they were? If it was Instagram that wanted to experiment with taking away the option that you could see the amount of likes at the bottom of each post and just keep it just
Oh,
the
yeah.
post.
I'm cool with that. I know that you can still see the likes, but no one else can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I like that because I feel like that takes away the comparison.
Yeah.
And it's so weird how, you know, we compare, like, we judge a picture or something by the likes
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I mean, I get it in a sense if it's like, if you're doing music and comedy, you're trying to get more like it's a business aspect, like more visibility, donate to more hashtags. But if it's like a personal thing, then it's kind of weird, you know?
It becomes mixed in with your self-worth, which
Yeah.
is really
It's not good.
And I don't know. I always think it's weird, like when girls like post the same, like just the same angle picture, like every day, or it's their story.
Just
like,
girls, guys do it too.
Oh, okay, yes, people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I'm cool.
get there.
I'm cool with that. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. It's just funny to me. I'm like.
He likes to make fun when people look at the camera like,
but when they're not doing anything, like that's just all they're doing is like they're just not doing anything. It's just like the
They
stories
fill in
like
themselves.
I mean,
They're
yeah,
for
yeah.
themselves. They're fun, you know?
It's just funny.
but yeah, there
it's
is
not
that.
so
There
much.
are those people that have the same picture like every day. Like it's the same picture, the same angle, just their face.
To me, I don't mind if it's in your story, but if you just populate my feed, I usually mute it. Just because it's like.
Oh,
the same-
really? You muted people?
Oh, I'm not gonna say who I mute, but.
Yeah. Well, say it now.
I'm not gonna say it. But, you know, you mute some people just because maybe not like. It's just maybe they post too much, you know?
Yeah, just too much.
But the stories I get, I just maybe won't watch your story. But stories are fine, but I think if you just keep posting on your Instagrams, like post all the time. To me, it's kind of a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah.
Also, too, social media causes a bunch of drama. I mean, shit, statuses, all the subliminal tweets and all that stuff.
It's actually funny when you look at your like old posts. I used to be like a pot stirrer and like put on my like drama and like be sad on there, like do a journal post on Facebook.
I always used to post like cryptic lyrics that I was
All the diss songs, all the rap diss songs.
and that and just weird like lyrics and stuff, and I wouldn't put like who the lyrics, and people would be like, oh, what's that?
Oh yeah, one time I used to like do it to get like, you get like attention from guys, and I remember I did a post of Across the Universe lyrics from the Beatles, and he liked it, and I was like, oh my god!
Oh my god! Wow. So that's a positive. That's a positive thing.
There was positives.
Yeah.
Sure.
Honestly, you know what? When you were talking about like how do you remove the anxiety? For me, like again, it's all in the creation. And so when I shifted my focus to doing the social media to advertise our show, Egg on Your Face Comedy, follow at Egg on Your Face Comedy Instagram. Little shout out. But when I'm doing it to like get the views and the exposure for my comedy, for something that I am passionate about, that I care about, like it takes away the anxiety because I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it,
Not just your ego and
that
instant gratification.
Yeah.
But it's just tough. And then I remember when I was younger, I'd post like the emo lyrics from like Scene Shit. Were you a Scene Kid?
Yeah.
Little bit of a
Were
Scene. Were you a Scene Kid?
What's that?
Like
That's okay. It's like the emo with the girl jeans and the hair, the band.
Yeah, the girl jeans with the
like,
super
I had that was me.
the dark ass hair.
Paint my nails.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I was more Hello Kitty.
That's okay. I mean, Scene girls had Hello Kitty.
Yeah, they did. Like the pink streak.
Oh man, no one invited me to be a scene kid.
It was kind of like frowned upon a bit.
It was a little. They're like,
emo kid.
right. But it was fun.
The most emo I got was being into Avril Lavigne.
That's cool.
The most emo I got.
She was kind of.
She was like on the precipice.
Pretty emo. I mean, like, what were the first bands that you
like Hawthorne Heights?
Okay.
I was really into.
Fall Out Boy, I like.
Fall Out Boy,
Okay.
Fall Out Boy.
Is My Chemical Romance one?
Yes.
Okay.
That kind of music.
Dabbled.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Academy is.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Memphis Mayfire.
Okay.
Atreyu. I used to Atreyu.
Panic at the Disco. Jack
Bless the
Smith.
Fall. Yeah.
Yo, my first tattoo was Academy's tattoo.
Hey, that's awesome.
Thank you.
The Academy is. I haven't heard them in forever.
Fuck. Okay. We're isolating you. I'm sorry. We'll go back.
I know, I'm like nerding out here right now.
But yeah. So, what are we talking about again? Have you seen like the emo stuff?
MySpace was big on that too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait. Do you remember Top 8?
Yes.
Like,
Top
who,
8, yeah.
like, did you, oh my god, she rearranged me. I'm 5 now.
You're
What
like,
the hell?
What?
I used to be top 3.
Top 8, and you can make top 16, but top 8 was the thing. Top 16, I think they made so like people wouldn't get in fights.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're like, okay, you can include more.
And there was top 32. Oh my god, that's too much.
Oh my god, that's so
Was
funny.
top 32.
There
I
was.
feel like there was. At a certain
So
point,
unnecessary.
MySpace had hit its peak around I think 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
No, 2007.
Yeah.
I think what happened was MySpace. You started getting inbox like messages or DMs, but it was spam.
Oh.
Yeah, it was all kinds of advertisements and stuff.
And I think everyone figured out how to do those page generators, where like you can do like add like a certain backgrounds and music and stuff. Remember that? Like,
Oh, yeah. And you would
HTML code?
customize.
Yeah.
That did make it complicated, huh?
But then people saw generators, and that was cool. But then like it started falling off around then and there. And I think MySpace got sold or something to a different company.
They did get sold. I can't
Facebook
remember
became, now that I think of it, like,
Facebook.
because you bring up the like over customization and stuff like that, and it took away, like, Facebook was so much more streamlined, and I think people responded to that and jumped over there.
Yeah, because sometimes it's way too much, and
Right.
it was too much. But yeah, MySpace, man, that was an era.
There was a Tumblr.
Yeah,
Did you
Tumblr
ever
was
use
good.
Tumblr?
Tumblr, that's
Um,
I used it for a little bit.
I use it not so much, but I don't use it anymore. It was like a cool like. I didn't get it too much.
Yeah,
Ooh,
right.
I understand
yeah.
it.
It was like really artsy and moody and like really visual, but you could also like vlog, photo vlog and blog and also like journal blog. It would like give you like the different modes.
Right. So yeah, that was then MySpace. Yeah, I think those like the negative stuff we covered. You know, that the bullying. You know, you lose productivity time.
Yeah, for sure.
Overall mental health, you create like, you know, like maybe it can incite like poor self body image or like poor like
unrealistic body image too.
Yeah, unrealistic.
It's not real.
You know, I could see how it could affect women more, kind of thing. What kind of sucks is like dad bods are celebrated, but then like for other women who may not.
Are dad bods celebrated? Or are they the butt of the joke?
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell.
It's more forgiven than a.
Yeah,
it is. It's not. Yeah. It's
But the great thing is that that's changing too. I just feel like that's why this generation's so great. Yeah, there's this social media, but also because of the prevalence of like things like the feminist movement, the Me Too, like owning, you know, authenticity. I feel like real woman bodies are being celebrated little by little.
Yeah, agreed.
Fighting for it, you know.
Right. Yeah, so I guess like the positive stuff is, like you said, it's good awareness, right? With social media, we meet friends. Like, is that how you guys met?
No, we worked together actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First job, Big Five Sporting Goods.
Wow, where at?
Our first job.
San Ramon.
Where is that located? Is it still there?
It's right on Crow Canyon, right before the 680. On the left, like in the Crow Canyon Commons with, what was that grocery store? It was Lucky's.
Yeah, it was Lucky's back then.
Nice.
Albertsons.
Wow. How many years ago was that?
11?
Wow, you guys have been together that long?
We've been together 9 years.
I started
this
in
November.
2008, yeah.
You know what, like, you probably know this, but if you live together, it's been 10 years, you're kind of married in the tax bracket?
Legally, yeah. We're almost there. We've been living 8.5 years.
I was like, I have like all the perks of marriage, but not the fun ones like the ring.
Wow, so 10 years, wow.
Yeah,
almost 10 years.
We've always just aged ourselves up. Like, we've been saying 10, but we're like, oh, it's actually officially 9 this year. It's like, I lost count.
Yeah, it's been a ride.
So there's that, social media, and again, it's great for business, like your comedy shows coming up. It's good to promote, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's an important business tool. I've noticed that too, like when I've started using it for more business, like I've started following more business accounts, like even random ones, like real estate accounts started following me and like more business oriented.
It's so good for business. Like I've made a lot of creative connections on there. You know, like there's good stuff that passes through my DM.
Workshops and stuff,
Yeah, like collaborating with other comics, getting put on shows.
That too, yeah, and like if there's ever like the other night there was a roast battle that got canceled at the Comedy Store, and then they decided to have an open mic instead, and so that's how he found out about it. Like someone was on Facebook and was like, oh, they're having a pop-up open mic tonight at the Comedy Store, so opportunities like that too, like so it's positive for that.
I think that's another thing to remove the anxiety is have intention with everything you do, you know?
Oh, true.
Like if you're posting for your ego to get those likes and get the validation on how pretty you look today, that's different than posting something. Like every time like I post something, I try to have like a reason behind it. There's like something I heard where it's like it should have 3 intentions: either to make someone laugh, to share something, or to educate. So yeah, when you have a purpose, it removes all the other bullshit.
At the same time, you know, if you want to post to like, you know, for self-confidence, go for it. If you feel in yourself and do it, great.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm not self-shaming.
No, that's what I'm just saying. But you're right though, in a certain degree, like, you know, it's like a fine line between it. So post what you want. I like that. So intention is make someone laugh.
Yeah, to make someone laugh, to share something, or to educate.
I like that. Yeah. That's very true. I mean, you can go far with that, and I think making people laugh, your comics, it's great. It's great for your soul. It kind of alleviates the stress. You know, you make someone's day. Roast battles. It's like a rap battle, right? Sort of.
Roast battles are interesting. I've never done one yet. I'm trying to do one. I would like to.
You watched them. I've seen the first time I've heard of the term roast was Comedy Central.
Yeah, and so Jeff Ross now he has a weekly show at the Comedy Store, and like it's up and coming comics who battle each other every Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And
they have on Netflix 2 historic roast battles.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
so
produced by Jeff
it's great.
Ross too.
The roasts have really branched out, so he has a lot of things he's doing with the roast, but.
And on that one, people dress up like historical figures and roast each
Oh,
other.
It's
wow.
funny. It's like they're roasting like Jimi Hendrix, and then like they're roasted by like Kurt Cobain and stuff like that.
Oh, I can see that getting really dark.
It does, yeah, it does get
it-
dark.
Yeah, especially with
That's what
professionals.
comedians like.
But okay, so with comedy, right? I've heard this topic brought up in different podcasts. What are your thoughts on, I guess political correctness in the comedy realm? I mean, I know there's different parts of it, but you're both of your comics, you've been in it for a while. What's your take on it?
You know what? Make it into a joke. Sometimes people look at Shane McGillis that just lost his job for all those comments he said on his podcast about the Asian community. When you listen to that, literally he would say things like, oh, they just have ugly buildings. Oh, yeah, weird buildings. Oh, oh, God, you could come to your table. You can't even understand them. Just stop trying. There's no punchline there.
Right.
But, look at Dave Chappelle, okay? Nothing of what he says is politically correct.
Right.
But that man, he's a genius. He knows what he's doing. That is what his shtick is. He doesn't want to be politically correct, and, he's made it his thing. And, it was funny, I couldn't, the thing that was hardest for me on that special was when he was talking about, how he believed Michael Jackson and not the victims. But then he had a joke and, about Macaulay Culkin and how, if Michael really, diddled kids, why wouldn't he do the best kid, Macaulay Culkin? And that just made me laugh. Mm-hmm. And it was a joke. He made it a full, well-rounded, there was a punchline, Mm-hmm. But, some people are just spouting their prejudiced views. Mm-hmm. And that's not healthy. That's not even a laugh. There's a difference, you know?
Yeah. I don't watch too much comedy, but I hear about it a lot, and it seems like it's a gray line. It depends on the audience.
I think, it definitely has a lot to do with the audience. It has a lot to do with reading the room. I think that's what a lot of it is there's a difference between being in the room and being the comic, reading that room and having a certain energy with that room, and then someone seeing that performance from a third party, and then it's a little different context because then they can just take something that was said out of that and be like, oh, they said this.
People forget you're telling jokes too.
It's jokes, but again, if it's not funny, then it's just it sounds like a rant, you're just on stage ranting. So if there's no,
I really liked what you said about feeling the room, because you will instantly hear what that room thinks, and you kind of have to you
got to read the room.
You got to learn to just take a breath and acknowledge that. I love the comics that can turn silence into a laugh because they're oh, that didn't do well. You have to stay with them, and gauge it out. In Brooklyn, when we did comedy in Brooklyn,
whoa,
it was so much more politically correct.
It was a little interesting, yeah. They were a lot more woke in New York.
Oh, so woke, right?
Wow,
yeah, it was the one time I told a joke that it's a joke about Asian stereotypes, and usually the room will laugh, and then I go, oh, that joke was a test. You're all racist, right? And it was the only room just crickets, and I was like, wow, you passed the test. So it's really interesting, yeah.
And I think also it's a lot of white guys that complain about political correctness in comedy, and I'm you guys go ahead and complain, and I'm going to capitalize on it. I'll be the token white guy on the shows. I don't care. And because I when we did San Diego, I don't know. I like being the only white comic because forever it's been only white straight guys on the lineup and stuff. So I like being the token white guy.
It's actually interesting to me right now, seeing white male comics and how they're perceiving it and what they talk about. Some people really go over and above addressing it and get that whole what did white guys do wrong? So it's all our fault now. Some go there, some have a positive, and so you're embracing it. But
weird.
it's really weird to me to see that shift, because white male comics did dominate the scene before.
Well, not just the same, but I mean everything. Like
Everything,
we're on the show for like, and so people are, they get weird about it, but I don't know where I was going with
No,
that.
it's good. It's a good thought. I remember when I was younger, I'd listen to like Dane Cook clips, and he made it to like movies for a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like 50 first.
Well, he's cause I didn't think of him. He's crazy successful, and he did he was renting out stadiums, like paying for it ahead of time, and then selling the tickets himself. So
was he?
Yeah, he was renting out stadiums, and then he sold, he would sell the tickets. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like back in 2004, 2005, that's what he was doing, and then he started getting movie deals, but
I think it's his movies that made him deflated his career almost a little bit. Yeah, because he's coming back now.
His story's kind of wild. Like, his brother was his accountant, and he siphoned off $10 million and just ran off with all his money and stuff, and he had to start all back over again, and he started renting out stadiums again and stuff.
I appreciate that self-made aspect. That's really dope. Reminds me of Joe Coy, when Netflix wouldn't buy his special. He was one of the only comedians they said no to. He's like, I'm renting out the stadium, I'm selling the tickets, I'm filming it, and they bought it.
See, and that's how...
I love that.
That's how a lot of comics are doing it now, too. Instead of trying to go through a production company, they're all trying to self-produce their own stuff, too.
And social media is a big catalyst in helping them do that.
Right. Big catalyst, yeah.
I also noticed there's a lot of, Instagram comedians. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of Twitter comedians, Instagram comedians.
How is that? From what you've seen, maybe not from your opinion, but how are they perceived in the comedy world, or are they integrating it? Are they doing stand up from what you've seen?
A lot of them are stand up.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are.
But also, I feel like we all want to be heard. I get that. Like all of us, we all want our voice to be heard, and I get that. But I can appreciate it if someone takes the time to actually craft into a point or into a joke or something like that,
and not just word vomit.
Yeah. So if they can take the time, I can appreciate that. That's cool. But yeah, there's a lot of that are actual stand-up comics that do the Twitter comic.
This is why I've wanted to get into Twitter, because I feel like Twitter is the best place for comics, because you write these snappy little one-liners and
it's good for that.
Yeah, I wanted to get back into it for that versus when I read my tweets from 2013. It's look, I got a brand new package of Pac-Man Band-Aids, cool, and I posted it with a picture. I was like, what? Who cares?
I've been thinking about trying to get on Twitter too, because when the first time I tried on Twitter, it was back when I was a troll, and I got kicked off in a day
You got kicked off
for trolling people.
How do you get kicked off in Twitter?
I was just being a douchebag all the time.
Wow, Donald Trump can't get kicked off, but this guy can.
What year was this?
Probably 2014, 2015.
Because I felt like only recently Twitter started really cracking down, right?
It was, I must have been a real dick, because I swear it was a day. I used to have a lot of hate, a lot.
In a day.
A lot of anger.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
In a day. That's impressive, I want to say, guys. That's pretty impressive.
So I want to try and get back into it and use it as one-liners and stuff like that.
Yeah, use it for the writing and the,
But I guess where I can see that being I don't know, what if someone takes your joke? It's hard to tell. All the retweets.
That's the thing about the internet.
That too.
Because that's what I feel about when jokes get really comics get really mad. Oh my god, they stole that joke word for word for word. But then you listen and it's not word for word. It's almost the same concept. Because if you think about it, everything's been talked about before.
It has. But again, it's that thing. It's in that moment with those people. You can say a same joke premise, but differently, but and then people get mad at it, but it's in that moment. I don't think
on the other side too, as a comic, I think you need
hard.
in anything, right? So that you don't come off as a hack, you should study what's out there. That's why we love listening to comedy. We love going to comedy shows, because we'll hear the jokes and we'll be like, oh, okay, we know what's out there and we know what we want to say on it, versus some people don't even realize they're copying someone else because they don't that's the way we learn as human beings, is we read words, we see visuals on Instagram, and we think that was my idea, but we don't know we're all inspired by something else, you know. So just to be aware of that and where you're sourcing your information from, I think is really important.
Got it.
That's how you learn stand-up too, because when we first start out, you emulate who your favorite comic is, and you're trying. And it takes a few years to be like, oh, like I should start working on like my voice instead of trying to emulate. Like a lot of people do like David Tell's thing. I don't know if you know him, but like the way he says things, like, and then I did that, like that, like they have the same.
Is that your David Tell?
Yeah, no,
People don't ever show David Tell that impression.
Yeah, I know, I can't do. But like
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's
like
almost
the
like the vibe and the draw, like the voice draw and everything. Like people don't realize that it is actually emulating someone for a few years. Then they realize what they're doing, and they're like, oh, I should change it up.
Same thing can be said with people in music when they start rapping. They obviously all you know is your favorite artist. You emulate that first, and from there you learn some basic stuff and you grow from that. So very similar, very similar.
I was gonna say because you're in music, so you know,
Let me cut it short. I don't know what time you have to be out here, but it's 12:35.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what time you have to.
That was a good hour.
We could probably,
Because you have to. I don't know where you're going.
I'm already ready, so.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we don't have to leave. We can leave at like 1:30.
Okay, if we need to.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
For sure.
How long do these usually go?
I've done one where it's like the camera died, the battery died.
That's awesome.
But,
Shutting it down.
Yeah. Let's see.
This is a good conversation.
Yeah,
It's really.
How does also too? I don't know much about roasting. I see it online and stuff. How do you How are people getting roasted supposed to take the roast? Is it like a
like in an actual roast battle?
Or just in general, like, I mean,
This is what I was talking about earlier, where I'm more sensitive. There is a culture in the comedian community where they're all just mean to each other, but that's like that means they like you. Like the meaner they are to you, like
especially
it's
in New York, like New York comics are really like that. They're kind of like they'll call you names and stuff like that, but they're
yeah. Kevin Hart's book, like when he joined the New York comedian community, they were all like just like treated him like shit, and then he started to catch on and be like, oh, that's what, and I'm supposed to like insult them back. That's like it becomes like a game of who does it better, and I get so hurt. Like he insults, he has that comedy. I'm like, ouch.
Yeah, I think it differs from. I don't. You know, I think the general like standard of how comics are supposed to take it is like, oh, you just take it and then you come up with something better.
Okay.
And like you use that and then you're like, oh, well then you just kind of go off each other until you're like, all right, you're stupid, and then just like,
Got it.
and then it kind of, but there's also in the comedy community like it's really popular right now to roast yourself too. Like that's a big thing.
Self-deprecation has always been.
Well, I mean, like especially right now, like people are like every comic has a joke like, oh, I look like this, or like like that's huge right now, and it's almost like it's a tension breaker right now. Like a lot of comics use it for an opener, like just to get the crowd like on their side and stuff like that, kind of disarm the crowd. And so
and then on the other hand, I don't like it when it's, well, personally me, there's no right or wrong, but I don't personally like it when a comic focuses on self-deprecation the whole time. Then it's just a downer.
Well, I mean, again, it comes back to making a joke out of it. Like if it's a joke, like if you're making it, but it's interesting when someone just kind of, I don't know.
When it doesn't feel authentic either, like they're just they're like being such a downer on themselves, but it's for the joke. It's not really. You
can tell when someone's like being authentic and like trying to work on it and admit they're trying to make the joke out of it. But when someone's up there like trying to get pity likes or something like that,
that's what I mean.
You can kind of like
you could feel it.
Definitely feel the difference, and it's interesting. Comedy's an interesting thing. It's.
I've really liked comedy. I'm a big advocate. Go try comedy. Go try stand-up comedy. Yeah. Like seriously, it is a crash course in taking rejection, instant rejection on the spot. Mm-hmm. When you don't get that laugh and you're sitting in that silence, you're like, shit.
I don't know. Did we in the previous episode? Did we ever get into like how you got into stand-up?
I think so, a little bit in the one where I was in the Pinoy News Update episode.
Oh, right.
My best friend, actually, his name is Aiden Park.
Mm-hmm.
He is a headliner. He produces shows at the Improv. He travels all around.
He's a headliner, yeah.
Yeah, he got us both into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he gave me my first stage time at a place called the Clown Room down in downtown. And so he gave me 5 minutes, and it was fun. I did really bad.
It's part of it, right?
Yeah,
You go through it.
it's like I feel bad for people that like first start doing it. They're like really good at it because like I'm like that's what they think it'll be like every time. But even like big headliners, you're always gonna have like that one time like you're always gonna have an off day. I mean it.
Well,
Then you learn that rejection.
I really like the advice that I got from Marlon Wayans. I ran
What?
into him at
What?
Walmart. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
God, I didn't mean to name drop.
Yeah.
But what he said was amazing because I didn't know that I thought he had been doing stand up forever, but I guess he was more acting focused, so stand up became something
Right.
like a little bit more recently.
Yeah.
And he gave me the advice, if you're not, now I'm messing this up. He's like, if you're not bombing, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and so you should be wanting to mess up. Don't let that stop you, you know? You're learning.
You gotta learn to work through it.
Yeah.
And
No, but you know what? I only started comedy because he did it first before me, and it was always my biggest fear. But then I got a little jealous because I was like, wait, I'm the actress. Like, I'm the one that's supposed to be on stage. So I did it. And yeah, and then I was like, I got that rush from doing something I thought I could never do. So then I just kept going, and it's a challenge. It's not easy
It
for
is.
me.
It's-
And you know, people tell me, oh, Corey's the more natural one. He's like, yeah, I can see it, but yeah.
It's, I don't know, like, I don't like to say this because it sounds like I'm complaining, but, or it sounds like I'm ungrateful. But, like, people they do tell me I'm a natural, but then they're also like, oh, you're so likable, like, you could just go out there and say anything and, like, people will laugh and, like, clap at it, and, like, so I'm not funny, like, people, like,
Right.
yeah, but, like, I don't know, I don't like to think like that because then it sounds like I'm being ungrateful, but, I don't know. It's
It
kind
makes
of like,
sense.
Yeah, right.
Like it says, like it shows, like you don't really have much time. You're just like you're a naturally likable person. So whatever you say, it's kind of like, well, you're just funny. You're just likable. It's not
Right.
your talent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not like you're funny. You're just like
You don't work hard.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Words are a big thing. I used to get anxiety too when I would
Words
tell
are-
people I first started comedy, just because it's like it wasn't a natural fit to me. So I had it was probably mostly my inner insecurity. But people would be like, "Oh, you do stand up? You're brave," and I'm like, "That doesn't mean I'm funny." like, "Oh, you're brave." Like, and they'd
Brave.
say that like after my set too. You're
Yeah, that's
brave.
true. I've never really thought about that, but that's an interesting thing. Yeah, when people are like, "Wow, that was really brave of you." It's
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That was it. Thanks.
Was it brave because you could tell I was like shivering on stage and like shaking out of terror, or what? You could tell I was really fighting against something up there.
Yeah, I have to do more comedy. Or not do more comedy. I have to go to more shows. Do you know Brianna Reed?
No,
From Monta Vista?
no.
She's friends with Hanaya. She does comedy, stand up at the Improv. I feel like.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
We should go see
What's
her.
her last
I'd love to meet her.
Man, I feel bad. I haven't seen her since high school. She's friends with Michaela.
Huh.
Oh, little Michaela that's with Weston now.
Little Michaela.
Oh,
Little Michaela. Hi, Michaela. yeah, Michaela. One of her friends.
Encarnacion? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of her best friends. She does stand up at the. What's that one in Burbank?
Oh,
Floppers?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I can't believe we haven't run into
Maybe
her.
we have.
Yeah, maybe we have.
I'll show you a picture after.
Okay, for sure.
But,
yeah, I like Flappers is cool.
Yeah, I gotta check it out more because I never really got to stand up, but now I see you on stand up. You see you guys on it. Like I want to check it out now because I didn't know too many comedians.
Are you out here in
The
more
Valley?
in the valley in Northridge?
So I guess Burbank could be the closest one. The Flappers.
Okay, I actually have a show Monday night, PD's Place in Tarzana,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to come through.
Oh damn. Okay, so I work Sunday to like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 12-hour shifts. Is on
Oh.
Yeah. But I know PD's. I've been there.
Yeah, he did a show there.
A couple of months
It's hosted by a comic named Karina Rao, and she booked him first.
Karina Reyes.
I always just call. Oh,
Her
sorry,
Instagram-
Karina. I
her
call her by
Instagram
her
handle is Karina
Instagram
Reyes.
handle.
I gotta check it out now. I like supporting friends, and if y'all have a show on like a Thursday or Friday
Oh yeah.
or something, I'd be down to go.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, questions. I mean, like, how do you come up with stuff? Like funny things. I mean, it must be tough.
You live
like,
your life.
Live your life.
Mhm.
I try and think of the weirdest stuff I can.
Mm.
It's so funny though, like my best joke writing is not when I'm sitting at the computer forcing myself to think of something funny. It's when like we're in the grocery store and I'm like squeezing an avocado for ripeness and I'm like, I feel like I'm giving it a physical. Like you just have these weird random thoughts and then you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, and then something bad happens to you and you're like, oh, well, at least I got a joke out of that.
That too, but it's important to keep writing and it's important to sit down and try and write and it's hard. It's not.
It's hard. It's a balance for me still. Like, I hear a lot of great comics like Ali Wong.
Yeah.
I heard her writing style is she literally just knows what she wants to talk about, goes on stage and just spitfires.
Yeah, she does. She does. She just knows what she wants to say. She doesn't write it down.
Yeah, and like I want to get to that point.
But then there's other comics that literally write like everything, even their segues, and like, even the punctuation, and like even the like little like or the little like in between them. So
it's really interesting.
like Gary Goldman, he just released a new special, but he's a big one, and he's a big writing inspiration.
That's that stoner focus right there.
He's a big writing inspiration, and he just his biggest thing is you just got to keep writing as much as you can. Just gotta keep writing.
Speaking of which, I used Postmates for the first time yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oh
I
wow!
was so late.
Food
What'd you
social
get?
media.
I was high as fuck. And I was like, I'm too paranoid to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
Thai food.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I feel bad, like, the driver, it seemed like the driver was stuck in a certain position, and I called him, hey, like, are you on the way? He's like, yeah, I saw traffic, and I felt really bad asking, I was so paranoid. And I was like, hey, like, I live right here, you're stuck over there. Oh, no, it's traffic, it's cool. And, yeah, Postmates, it's cool, it's fun.
It's
Yeah.
cool, but I feel it on the app, like when it shows the driver, it'll like kind of glitch out though, and it'll like show them driving the wrong way and stuff. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm over here, man. And they're like, no, yeah, I'm coming.
Sometimes though, it makes me feel like we're turning into that civilization in WALL-E, where we all just sit and like order things on demand because like we live right across the street from a grocery store. It's like literally a walk away.
I do too.
And I'm like, shit. Like I ordered Uber Eats last night because I didn't feel like leaving, and I was just like, I could walk. God
So
damn.
Ralph's is on Postmates, and I looked down once, and it says 495 feet away.
Like,
And I was like, I can't walk.
I live right
500
next to a
feet.
Ralph too.
Right, and it's like,
But I think what's cool about this is giving more jobs, right?
oh, true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot more
Postmates,
freelance,
Ubers.
Oh, I'm a certified Lyft driver here, and like I love that.
I do Postmates,
I
yeah.
love
Wow.
that.
it's fun.
I've noticed a lot of creatives do Postmates,
Yeah.
Uber Eats on the side to
Mhm.
fund their dream. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It helps, huh?
It really helps,
does.
yeah.
It's when you want to just make some
My
extra
favorite
money.
aspect, you could cash out the same day.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I need that for my bills.
It's a big one, yeah.
Things I ask Uber, Lyft drivers. Are you both Uber, Lyft drivers, or just do Postmates?
Well, I'm a Lyft driver too, but I have to rent a car for it, so I don't have a car right
Wait,
now.
you
but
know what? Would it go against terms in your contract if you talk about it?
No.
I
No.
don't think so.
I'm just saying, like, okay, you have
Talk
a
about
better.
it on stage all the time.
Oh, okay. You have a better experience from Uber and Lyft. I hear conflicting things.
I've had nothing but great experiences.
Mhm.
I only do Lyft. I'm actually pretty, as Uber Eats is cool, but like, I don't know, I've had worst experience with Uber drivers, and the energy in an Uber versus Lyft has always been like a positive experience for me. And I, like, there's an algorithm I heard in Lyft that only pairs you with passengers that are as highly rated as you are as a driver.
Oh, I like that.
So I've had nothing but amazing conversations. I met a writing partner in one of my Lyfts. I've kept connections. It's a really good business tool too, because like you're just meeting people like in volume, and you could have like the coolest conversations. But of course, feel it out. Like I'm not that annoying Lyft driver that's like, "How are you?" like you feel it out, and if that person doesn't want to talk, like you're like, "Okay, cool. Silence is awesome too."
Gotta read the room.
Read the room. Yeah.
I meet a lot of creative people. A lot of comics,
Yeah.
writers, actors, actresses. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Postmates used to. I like Postmates. I like doing deliveries a little more than I like driving people around.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
You're like, yeah.
You're not in the car.
Yeah, right.
He's not a social butterfly.
I like driving places, picking stuff up and stuff like. But Postmates, like it used to be at least $4 a delivery you would make, but since they changed all that, like pay is kind of.
How do you make money off like? Because I think like I saw when there's like a Thai place near me.
Mm-hmm.
The tip only gave them like $2. Like, how do you?
Yeah, that's why I like Lyft. Lyft is. I found is the biggest paying one, and they have like a lot of like bonus incentives, like 30 rides by the end of the weekend, $250 guaranteed.
Wow.
So
DoorDash pays better though than Postmates. So DoorDash is the best delivery that I've heard from other people.
You should try it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, I have, but I can't cash out until you do 25 deliveries. That's the only thing. But then you can cash out. Yeah.
The wildest Uber story I've heard. It was a while back. It was the guy picked up this girl around Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
She was drunk. And she was in the valley. She went to type in San Fernando. Typed in San Francisco.
Oh my God! And he took her?
Yeah, I mean, she was drunk, passed out. You knew. Got there. And right here.
Got there.
Like, where am I? San Francisco. And it's like, wow.
Oh my God.
I mean,
imagine that right back. That'd be so awkward.
Yeah, so she called her dad. The dad talked to the driver, hey, if you bring my daughter back, I'll pay you cash and extra cash on top.
Yeah.
So it did that, but like, damn.
That driver was committed. I've never heard all the way to San Francisco. I've heard Las Vegas.
I mean,
but
it's like a 9-hour trip.
I will say, if you're drunk, San Fernando and San Francisco sound kind of alike.
They do, yeah.
And if you the autocorrect,
That's crazy.
Wow, and this story is a happy ending. I thought this was like, as far as drunk girls go and Ubers, yeah. So
I don't have many crazy.
She got a nice nap in the car.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nice 6-hour nap.
I've picked up underwear for someone on Postmates. Someone ordered.
You can do that? You can go to the grocery store?
Well, it was in the Century City Mall. There's a store called MeUndies.
Oh, okay.
And they ordered underwear from there, but they lived up in Beverly Hills.
They don't get to pick who they order from because I'm sorry, I would not pick you off of an app.
It wasn't. But it was this big house, and like I had to call on the gate, and then the housemaid came out and picked it up. But it was crazy.
Do they have that for weed, right? Weed driver?
I'm a weed delivery driver. Is my day job though. Down in Marina Del Rey.
You never have
but I do that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. I work down in Marina Del Rey.
And so obviously, it's legal in the state, but not federally, right?
Not federally. So cool. The place where I actually used to work, called Cushy Punch, it actually, they just got raided last week, and so
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
dodged a bullet with that one.
I did, and I just talked to my boss this week. I was like, what can happen to me, if I get in trouble, but he just printed out a portable copy of our dispensary license and stuff, and the rules are the law says I have to keep it on me at all times, whenever. So as long as I have that, I'm good.
An idea came up. Hypothetically, there should be an app for people to deliver drugs outside of weed. So it's it cuts the. I don't know. Some people don't like to drive and pick up their stuff, so this would be helpful, but it's super sketchy. But
I've done it. I picked up prescriptions.
Pharmacy drugs, or are we talking about?
Or just, I mean.
I was I picked up prescriptions and stuff.
I mean, just
I see what you're saying.
Stuff outside of.
I see what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? It's hey man, it's a boring Friday night. I need an app to get this and that, but they're all the way out there. I'm pretty, I'm kind of drunk. Hey, I'm trying to get so. All right, cool. Pick up some shit, and they pull up at your place as a party,
Hey, but I
mean, I don't know. That's totally illegal.
I like that idea.
Copyright that idea, Vaughn.
No, not me. I didn't make it up.
Not me, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to your show, November 5th.
Third. Sunday, November 3rd at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. And where is it at again?
At the Ace Hotel in downtown LA.
929 Broadway Street.
929 Broadway
South
Street.
Broadway.
South Broadway Street.
There's gonna be brunch. And what?
So general admission's $12.
Okay.
Deluxe ticket comes with a free beer or mimosa, and that's $15. And then if you
Those are advanced
don't like dealing with a
tickets.
computer, you can pay $20 at the door. But come on.
Yeah, it's 20 at the
Click the
door.
link.
So advanced tickets are 12 and 15.
It's a social media age, man.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta jump on it.
You're gonna do the click the link below.
Yeah, link below. Also, too, how did that name come up? Egg on your face. Where is that from?
Well, we were kicking around a few ideas like the Aces of comedy because it was at the Ace Hotel, but
And then we were like, oh, brunch is basic. So we were like,
Yeah.
oh, not so basic brunch.
and
then we were thinking of a tagline, and I go, get egg on your face. Because have you ever heard that, is it called an idiom? Or the saying?
Yeah, the saying.
It's a saying that I don't know the origin of it, but it basically means to get egg on your face is to be a fool.
It's
like
like
look
oh,
like a
embarrassed
fool.
about
Interesting.
something. Or
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, when you make a mistake and you have to own up to it, like you have
Egg on your face.
Oh, I'm
And
thinking of
so-
something else, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized it's a double entendre because it's brunch.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Wow. That's pretty good. Wow. They're serving eggs though, right?
Egg
Yes.
sandwiches, yeah.
That's
At
Well,
the
at brunch, I'm sure they'll have
at
egg
pre-brunch
scrambles.
at the restaurant, you can get full brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to bring food into the room, because they just don't have servers up there, you can buy a breakfast sandwich from the cafe downstairs.
Okay.
But they will have full bar
Full
service
bar
in the room.
outside.
So that's like that's the important thing at brunch
Yeah,
too,
right?
right?
Awesome.
That's a big thing.
I think it covers everything. Thank you so much, Nina, Corey.
Yeah.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
on the
having us.
show.
Thank you for having us, Vaughn.
You're welcome. Where can we find you on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff?
I'm Nina Goshinkfiao on Facebook. Hopefully you'll spell that out for them, that last name. At Gosheng Meow on Instagram. And then Egg on Your Face Comedy, at Egg on Your Face Comedy for our show.
Okay.
And you can find me on Instagram at Comedy Day Corey, DE Corey, and then on Instagram Corey Huber and Egg on Your Face Comedy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us,
Welcome.
Vaughn.
Voncast show.